Though it looked like Henry Ruggs was set to return to the NFL, it seems like that won't be the case after all. See, Henry Ruggs has officially pleaded guilty to the drunk driving accident he caused in 2021 that ended in the death of a woman and her dog. For a long time, Ruggs' legal team fought to suppress the results of the blood test that proved how intoxicated Ruggs truly was, as that was the only real proof that he was drunk behind the wheel. However, the security camera footage captured beforehand shows really how recklessly Ruggs was driving. Apparently, Ruggs' car clocked in at 156 miles per hour when it hit the other vehicle. How Ruggs managed to survive is nothing short of a miracle for him, but the actual innocent people were not so lucky. Tina and her dog Max were struck by surprise and pronounced dead at the hospital after the gruesome car crash left their car in a fiery wreck.
Yes. Yeah, there's somebody in the car.
Though Ruggs was under house arrest since 2021, he was allowed to train twice a week for a potential return to the NFL. However, once the blood tests were officially allowed to be tested, it became incredibly clear that he would be receiving quite a bit more than a few passes.
Under the plea deal, Ruggs will face 3 to 10 years in prison.
Ruggs' blood alcohol tested at 0.161, putting him at twice the legal limit. What compelled him to get behind the wheel and drive home is unknown, but it is a mistake that has surely ended his professional football career. Since Ruggs just decided to plead guilty and not go to trial, he received a substantially lighter sentence than if he contested the charges. Ruggs' original sentence was reduced to 1 count of manslaughter and 1 count of reckless driving. Though it seems like justice will be served to Ruggs, many are still quite unhappy with the result. Many fans have criticized the court, saying that his actions led to 2 deaths and whether drunk or not, he should be facing up to 20 years. Others have speculated that the only reason he's getting a later sentence is because of his status, and they may actually have a point. See, many athletes in the past have been excused for reckless actions that have resulted in injuries or even death, but if he ends up serving 10 years, that in no way is a light sentence. The family of the victims have spoken up since his guilty plea, stating that the sentence will never bring back those that were lost, but they hope this serves as a warning to anyone else who may get behind the wheel while impaired. The court case has now been settled after being delayed for over a year and a half, and though Ruggs hired some of the best criminal defense lawyers in the country, being David Chesnoff and Richard Schoenfield, they couldn't get him off. Chesnoff and Schoenfield hold the most prestigious rating in all of law firms, and if anyone was going to get him the best sentence possible, it would be them, and they actually tore his case apart, finding specific evidence that was looking pretty promising. Because first, they found that Ruggs' rights on a few occasions were actually violated by the police. This was seen as his blood alcohol level was taken by the police unrightfully and potentially illegally. The law team also accused the current judge and Zimmerman of singling Ruggs out, which violates his right to equal protection. Though they were able to buy him some time, no one is good enough to bury the insane blood alcohol level and multiple videos that confirmed Ruggs as guilty. The year-and-a-half delay only added more fuel to the fire against Ruggs, making fans hate him even more for not owning up to what he did. Comments said things like, quote, "Ruggs feels entitled to freedom. If he was innocent, the Raiders would still have him on payroll. He did a terrible thing, 100% unavoidable. Serve your time, Ruggs." It looks like Ruggs will now be serving his time after all, but do you think that his sentence should be longer